Shalom Israel, most in Christ blessed. We're here in Cocoa, Florida at the Martin Luther King Parade, and I'm here with Sister Veronica. Alright, so when you said you saw it, she said you had previously saw it.
I tell you that to your brother. They come out.
Yeah, on YouTube.
On YouTube. So how long have you seen us on YouTube?
About a year.
About a year. So us coming out here to Cocoa,
you want to fight?
Do you think this would do a lot for the community, for people that haven't heard us?
If I see something going wrong with you,
a lot of people
I'm going to stop you. I see you going in the middle of the road for the crossing in the cars. I'm just hey man.
So do you think this is something that people will listen to, or something that they'll probably run away from?
A little bit of both.
Hate thy brother
because a lot of people,
thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
They don't realize what you guys stand for.
Right.
They think that you guys are standing for mostly like dividing black and white.
Right.
When really, I understand that you guys are just uplifting the black people to understand who they are and what they are.
You can't judge me.
All right, so hold on now.
But you can go to court.
What you're telling me is you're not with us. You're not with us, right? You just watch. But you understand that IUIC is
so you're going to wait till the end
just
of
about
you're going to wait
building
till
up our own
crack
people and
and
taking
say,
care
only
of
God can judge me?
Okay, all praise, all praise. So,
Lord
willing, because I see you out here, do you plan on visiting our school?
I was going to ask you when you guys leave.
All praise, all praise. Well, Israel, we just wanted to give you guys a view of what's going on out here. We're in Cocoa, Florida, IUIC Orlando, and we have broken ground here in Cocoa, Florida. Shalom, most in Christ.
I must confess that that dream that I had that day has at many points turned into a nightmare.
What we come out here to do is to teach our people who we are according to the Bible. That they're not African Americans, that they're not Puerto Ricans, they're not Hispanics, they're not Haitians, they're not Guatemalans, they're not Mexicans, they're not Salvadorians. You see yourself on the side? Which one of these would you be that you would check in America today? Huh? Judah? Both of you? Good, all praise. So in the Bible, God calls us Judah, like you said. Here they gave us African American, right? Africa, when we know in history, is a what? Continent. And America is a what? No. It's a continent, right? So that's not a nationality, so you would be, it's like you come from two what? Exactly. So you're either American or you're African, but you're not neither one of them. Because America comes from a European named Amerigo Vespucci. And Africa comes from another European who conquered Africa. His name is Leo Scipios Africanus. So when they brought us over here in slavery, they gave us, during the time of Jesse Jackson, who was with who? Dr. Martin Luther King. Was it Jesse Jackson? How old you is? Do you remember? 16? Do you know the history about Martin Luther King? Okay, you know Jesse Jackson was one of them that was with him? Jesse Jackson was one of them. Huh? Right, you know what I'm talking about, right? Jesse Jackson was one of them. Now Jesse Jackson we got this name African American during this time. They gave us African American. So some of us are older than our nationality was given to us. Because they changed our nationality like people change underwears. Once we was colors, we came on slavery. Once we was Negroes when we came to slavery, it was colors. Then we was we was coons, Negroes, Buckies. They changed our nationalities every time. Now we got African American. So I'm gonna show you who you really are according to the Bible. Get Deuteronomy 28:15. Because we know Martin Luther King, he did a good thing for us. You know, he was teaching us how to live, how to get along with each other. He had some good sayings, but he didn't show us who we are according to the Bible. That's what we're out here to do. We're gonna show what your nationality is. Get Deuteronomy 28:15. Watch this.
Bring it out. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15.
Read.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
Now, the pastors in churches, they have this Bible, right? But some of these scriptures that when you go to church, you go to church? You don't? Okay, you go to church. Some of these, what's your name again? Matthew, you go to church. Some of these scriptures that I'm gonna bring out to you, your pastor ain't never showed you in church.
That's right.
Like Martin Luther King, he haven't showed you this. He showed us like you have a dream. So give me Deuteronomy 28:15 again.
Bring it out. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
This ain't no dream. This ain't no dream. This is for real. This is a prophecy. This is your nationality according to the Bible.
That's right.
Read.
But it shall come to pass.
So it says something shall come to pass. When it says something shall come to pass, that means what? Future what? Future tense, right? That means something that's down the line is going to come, right? Right. Read.
If thou would not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So this thing that was supposed to come to us down the line, if we didn't do what?
Hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So if we didn't hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, so what do you think the voice of the Lord thy God is? Is he going to come down and say, Matthew, I want you to do something? And he talk to you. What do you think the voice of the Lord of God that is? Where do you think his voice is at? Right. These words, right? Right. That's where you will hear God's voice at. Right. Read. So we didn't hearken, meaning we didn't listen to God's words. Read.
To observe, to do all his commandments.
So we didn't hearken and observe to do all his commandments that's in his Bible. Read.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day.
Which he commanded us this day, that what?
That all these curses.
That if we didn't hearken and listen to God's words in his Bible and his commandments, it say all these what?
All these curses.
All these curses. What's your name again? Zakor? Okay, Matthew Zakor. Zakor, what is a curse a good thing or a bad thing? Bad thing, right? The curse will be something what? Evil, right? Give me Daniel chapter 9. I'm gonna tell you. Curse. I mean, you want nobody to put no curse on you because you be like, hey, something bad is gonna happen to you.
Right.
Give me Daniel chapter 9, verse 11. Daniel 9:11. So if we didn't hearken unto God's laws, he said all of these what? Zakor? All these what? Curses. Right. All these curses. Read.
Daniel chapter 9, verse 11. Yea, all Israel,
because Matthew and Zakor, you are saying that you're African American, right? So you will be Judah, so that make you of the tribe, one of the 12 tribes of what? Israel. So read it from the top again.
Yea, all Israel.
Not just you, Matthew, not just you, Zakor, not me. I said everybody that's here on this sign, not everybody in the whole earth. Only everybody that's on this sign right here is Israel. Because everybody else has their other nationalities, right? I'm gonna ask you a question. Okay, you ask a European where their nationality is, they will tell you, right? But if I ask you what your nationality, and I ask him, and I ask another brother, and I ask a sister, they're gonna give me different nationalities. Each one gonna give me a difference. Some of them say, hey, I'm a child of God. That's not no nationality. I'm gonna say I'm a Christian. That's not a nationality. African American, nationality. I'm black. Black is a color. Black is, you're not black like my shoes. Right, exactly. You're brown. Both of y'all are different shades of brown. Get that right quick. I can get your head going everywhere. But get Genesis 2:7. What you just said, you're brown. Right. I'm gonna show you. Your nationality is in this Bible. This is who you are. This is who you be. Read.
Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground.
So when you go into the dust of the ground, what color is it? Is it going to look like this? Huh? It's going to be different shades of brown. But when you dig deeper, it get a darker brown.
Right.
It's never going to come out red.
Right.
If you dig right now, it's not going to come out red. But you have people on the face of the earth that's red. Right? We'll get to that later. But go back to Daniel chapter 9, verse 11. Read.
Daniel chapter 9, verse 11. Yea, all Israel,
like we said before, only Israel on the sign, the black, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. See on the sign? The Native American Indians and the Hispanics, when you read all the way on down, see it? That's Israel. He said all Israel, even the Native Americans, all of them sin. Even the Hispanics, all of us. Read.
Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law.
All of us has transgressed God's laws. All of us have committed sin, did wickedness. Read.
Even by departing that they might not obey thy voice, therefore.
So even departed that we may not obey his what? His voice. Remember we read in the other say, thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. We departed from his voice. Read. Therefore, since you depart, therefore, this is what's going to happen to you. Read.
The curse.
The what?
The curse.
The curse in Deuteronomy. Since you didn't listen to God's voice and departed from it, he said the what? The curse, read,
is poured upon us.
This evil thing that God has brought upon us is poured upon us. Because God did this to us. He sent the other nations to get us, to bring us into captivity over here on slave ships. That's in the Bible. Get back to Deuteronomy 28:15. I'm going to show you today. That's what you... I'm going to open your eyes today. God is going to open your eyes today that you ain't never seen in a Christian church before.
That's right.
Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 15.
That slavery is in the Bible. Read.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So I say all these curses are going to come upon us and overtake us. So we look around, we look at our neighborhoods, you see the curses upon us, right? If you go to an Asian community, you're not going to see the same things that happen to us, to them. You're not going to see that. You go to, let's say you go to a richer neighborhood. You may have a few of us in there that squeeze through the cracks, but when you go through the neighborhood, all you see is other nations. But when you come to the ghettos and the slums, you see majority black and Hispanics and Native American Indians. That's who you see. Read.
Bring it up. Curse shall thou be in the city.
Curse shall thou be what?
In the city.
Who live in the city? Because the Europeans, they live in the suburbs. They don't live in the city. They trying to move back out of the suburbs because what? God is destroying a lot of land with like fires, tornadoes, and hurricanes. And when you watch the news, you see a bunch of suburbs with a bunch of Europeans. Now they say, oh, my home is gone and destroyed. God is tearing them up out there. Since their places are getting destroyed because it takes a lot of money to rebuild, build. So what do? Tear down the other people's stuff and bring them in. Tear down theirs, move them closer together, squeeze together, and take them out of the little spot where they was in, rebuild it up, and that's why it's called what?
A project.
That's why it's called a project. It's always a project with us. It's a project with us. Read. We are science experiment. Read.
Curse shall thou be in the city, and curse shall thou be in the field.
Curse shall thou be in the field. It means whatever you plan to do. They say you're not going to get the best jobs. You're going to be paying more than your oppressor. You're going to be cursed in the field. You're always going to be struggling to pay a bill. You're not going to be able to take care of your family like they do. Read. Go to Deuteronomy 28 and 46.
Verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
So it say, and they. So, what you think the they is what we just read in Daniel 9:11? It is a what? The they will be the what? Start with a C, huh? The they will be the evil thing. That's something you don't want about it. Exactly. Read.
And they,
the curse, like you said, it's the curse, and they, which is the curses, read.
Shall be upon thee.
Shall be upon us, the children of Israel, read.
For a sign.
For what?
A sign.
So, Matthew, what does a sign do? A sign. What does a sign do? It advertises, right, you're right. It advertises, it identifies something, right? The sign identifies, just like you say Ryan's, right? If that sign wasn't there, you wouldn't know that was what? Ryan's. Exactly. So, read that again. So, something in this Bible is supposed to be a sign to let you know who you really are. Who are the children of Israel? That's what these curses are supposed to be. Signs. Read it from the top.
Shall be upon thee.
The curses.
For a sign.
So the curses were supposed to be upon the children of Israel for what? The curses were supposed to be a what? A sign. For the children of Israel to know that they are the children of Israel according to the Bible.
That's right.
Read.
For a sign and for a wonder.
It's supposed to be for a sign and for a wonder. The sign identifies something. They know you like, and a wonder. Like, why we're in the condition that we're in today? Why is this happening to us? I know y'all watch TV like, hey, I mean, you might not try to have because God told us to get along with everybody on the face of the earth, but everybody's not Israel. So I know you sit back and wonder, you see your brother on TV, you get shot down, and you wonder to yourself, why is this always happening to us? Right? You see in the thing, every rotation on the news, you see another black man dead, or we killing each other. Why? That's a part of the curse too, us killing each other. Along with them, we're killing each other. Also, the other nations are killing us.
That's right.
Read.
For a sign and for a wonder.
Read.
and upon thy seed forever.
So the curses is going to be a sign and a wonder and upon our seeds forever. So if we don't keep God's commandments, the curses we're going to be in this curse, keep going. It's going to be upon our seed if we don't come back to God's law, statutes, and commandments. Read 45.
Verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed.
So these curses are going to come upon us until we be destroyed. Now, how do you think we got over here in America? Slave ships, right? Did you ever see that in church? Did they ever show you that in the Bible? The slave ships? I'm not going to do it. They don't want. They say, let's stay in the New Testament. Let's not go to the Old Testament. Because they always say you stay in the New Testament. Or they give you a Bible with nothing but the New Testament in it.
That's right.
I don't give you, a teacher don't give you a book in the classroom and say, hey, when you get your math book, hey, don't do that side, just this side.
Bring it out.
They want you to do, they want to teach you the whole book.
Right.
They're supposed to teach you the whole math book. Right. Not just the half of it. You got to get the whole understanding.
Right.
Read.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
With what?
Ships.
So it said the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Are we in Egypt today? Right. We're not in Egypt today. Right. So read it again. See this sign right here? This is the transatlantic slave trade. It said he's gonna bring us into Egypt again with ships. Read. Start it over from top.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So let's figure out what Egypt is, Matthew and Sukkah. Get that.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 2. I am the Lord thy God.
Say, I am the Lord thy God. Read.
Which shall brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
So you say we're not in Egypt, right? But here it says he brought us out of the land of Egypt. So what was the Egypt he brought? So what is that referring to? Moses, right? Right? Go to Deuteronomy. Hold that. Oh, you got it? Okay.
Out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So Moses brought the Israelites out of Egypt, right? And he referred to Egypt as the house of what? Read it again.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So when Moses brought them out of the land of Egypt, the Israelites, Egypt was referred to as what? As the house of bondage. What's another word for bondage? Look at the slave ships. I just said it. Right. That would be another captivity. Right. Another thing for bondage. Because I'm holding you bondage, I got you captive where you can't go anywhere. You're my captive. So in America, we're still captive because we're not in our what? In our what? In our homeland. Right, man? If I take you out of your homeland, I'll never take you back, take you out of the house and never take you out no more. You're not in your house. But they kidnap people, people want to go home because that's where their house was. But I'm keeping you at my house. I'm keeping you in captivity. You're still in captivity because you're not at your house.
That's right.
So you're in captivity here because you're not in your own what? Land. Right. Get Galatians 4:26. So I'm going to show you where your homeland is at. So we got out the slave ships. This would be considered what? Right. It would be considered bondage. Read. And I'm going to show you that. Read.
Galatians chapter 4, verse 26.
Read.
But Jerusalem.
But what?
But Jerusalem.
But Jerusalem. What you see on the news today, they're making Israel, making Jerusalem the capital, right? That is not their land. I'm going to tell you that straight. That is not their land. Ain't no European come from over the Middle East at all. And Christ is not no olive. He's not olive color. It's only two kinds of olive, green or black. So which one is it?
Bring it out. That's right.
Read.
But Jerusalem.
But what?
But Jerusalem.
Read.
Which is above.
But Jerusalem, which is above every other place on the face of the earth.
That's right.
Because God made us greater than anybody on the face of the earth. That's why we are greater than any nation on the face of the earth in what we do.
Right.
Read. Even they won't even if we invent something or we want to achieve something, they got to take it from us.
That's right.
Read.
But Jerusalem, which is above, is free.
Read.
Which is the mother of us all.
Jerusalem is the mother of us all. Jerusalem is the creation of everybody on the face, the motherland. It is the motherland. Read, go back to Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Read.
Deuteronomy 28 verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
He's going to bring us into Egypt. Now, this Egypt is not talking about the Egypt with the Israelites. Remember, it was two different things, right? So let's figure out what this Egypt is talking about in Revelations.
Bring it out.
Revelations 11, yes. Revelation 11 and 8. Because right now, Moses brought the children of Israel out of Egypt, right? But then he's telling them, because they didn't go to in bondage, what that saying there? The captivity saying, right here. They didn't go, not that, where's the Egypt? No, we don't have the Egypt one, do we?
Nah, we got that.
Okay, we don't have that. We didn't take ships over in the time of Moses to Egypt.
Right.
They walked over there.
That's right.
So that's already strike one when it said ships in here. They walked to Egypt. Jacob and his sons, they walked over to Egypt. Right. And his 70 sons. They went to Egypt. Right. They didn't take no ship. Read Revelation 11 and 8.
Revelation chapter 11 verse 8. And their dead bodies.
And their what?
Their dead bodies.
So I can look right now looking at dead bodies, but they're not dead. They're not laying in the grave dead, but I see a bunch of dead bodies because I asked everybody what's their nationality. One is going to say, I'm black. Right. I don't care what you got to say. I'm African American. I'm a child of God. I'm Christian. I'm African American. African American is two continents. America, which one are you? Are you American? Because we know who are the Americans that came over here and conquered America. Those are the true Americans. Right. And we know the Africans are not us, because the Africans had us in slavery. Right. Why they ain't brought us back? They sit in around the UN nation, but they ain't said nothing to bring us out of here. Right. Or to help us. Bring us back to Africa. Bring us back to Africa. They got a chair in the UN nation, but they can't speak against the Europeans. Right. Read that.
And their dead bodies shall lie in the street.
It said their dead bodies shall lie in the streets. Lie in the streets because we don't know who we are according to the Bible. That's right. We don't know who we are. But when we tell our people who they are, because they look at us as the enemy. Oh, y'all are loud. Y'all don't love everybody. We've been loving everybody forever. That's right. We love everybody but ourselves. That's right. Read.
And the dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city.
Of the great city. Oh, and they say that dead body shall lie in the great city. America is a great city because America is the melting pot where everybody say, hey, come over here. That's why everybody wants to come here. That's why Trump trying to make them leave, but they like, hey man, I don't want to go back to the country where I came from because there's murder and everything over there. Drug dealing. It's out of control in the third world countries. So America is the great city. Read.
And the dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city.
So America is the great city. But what is it called? Read.
Which spiritually.
Which what?
Spiritually.
With America, this great city is spiritually called something. What is it spiritually called?
Called Sodom.
It's called Sodom because here it's a bunch of sodomy. Just like Sodom and Gomorrah in the Bible. Right. What did God do to Sodom and Gomorrah? He destroyed it, rained down fire. Right. So the same thing, when you look on the news, the same thing's going to happen here. If you have ears to hear, eyes to see, just watch around you. And you can see how God is doing his thing amongst the earth. Right. Read that again.
Which is spiritually.
Because everything is going to happen like it happened back then because they say there's nothing new under the sun. Right. So everything is going to repeat itself again. Read. The children of Israel are going to come back and know who they are. Read.
Which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Sodom and what?
And Egypt.
Like you had said, it means bondage. Because they got the reason why it's called Sodom on the great city is called Sodom and Egypt. The reason why it's called Sodom and Egypt, America, reason why it's called that is because it has sodomy and it has the children of Israel in bondage. That's right. And Egypt is called bondage. Go back to Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So that word again should give you a clue too. Because how many times they went into Egypt in captivity? Once, right? They didn't go back to Egypt after Moses took them out. Did they go back? Huh? No, they went into what? The promised land, right? Read that again, Deuteronomy 28:68. All of these are like triggers. Should have our people to listen. But they don't want to listen to us because we're some young black men. They think we don't know nothing. We niggas come out the street don't know nothing. They don't want to listen to young people. They don't want to do that. The great hands just, their mind is gone. Right. That's why he said we're dead in the street. But they listen to their professor in there and tell them, you're African, you're black, you're a Negro.
That's right.
People that had you in captivity can teach you anything they want to teach you. But when we want to teach you something, oh, you don't know anything. I went through that. I'm old enough to understand that. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Again. Again means a second time. Remember I told you they went once. So that's a trigger, second time. But how was they going to go to bondage again? The second, exactly. Read.
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
With cargo slave ships, with the sign right there.
That's right.
Packed like sardines. You know, women, and they tap on top of each other, women on their menstrual cycles, bleeding on everybody else, people defecating, people sick, people dying. Right. So when all the people getting sick, when all of these feces and everything else, what you think is going to diseases? That's what's going to happen.
That's right.
That's what's going to happen when you packed on a slave ship like that close, like sardines. Right. Some of them jumped off the ship. This isn't no race bashing or nothing like that. We're out here to show who our people and who they are according to the Bible.
That's right.
Because we've been lost too long in America, not knowing who we are.
Right.
We've been taught that we were coons, spics, don't know anything, African Americans, horse monkeys, wetbacks. Because the Native Americans are our people. The Hispanics are our people. The Haitians, the Jamaicans, all of us are one nation. But we've been conquered by the Europeans. If you know history, each one of the Europeans conquered each one of those tribes. Read that, Deuteronomy 28:68.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee.
So he said, how that's going to happen, that's how it's going to happen. That's why I say, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. So what I spake, that's what's going to happen. You was going to come here on slave ships.
Right.
That's the only way you was going to get here. You weren't going to get here on no cruise.
Right.
You weren't going to get here on no yacht. You weren't going to get here by no plane.
Right.
The people in Israel today, how did they get there? They didn't come there on no ships. They was burnt in what? Trains. They was packed in trains. This say slave ships. Remember I read to you when it said the curses shall be a what? A sign to identify the true children of Israel. It says it should be a sign. So the ones that came on trains, that ship sign doesn't match to them.
Right.
That only match to the black Hispanics.
That's
because
right.
the Native Americans, when Chris Columbus came, where did they go back to Spain on? On ships.
That's right.
They was the first ones, 1492.
Bring it out.
And then came and got us in 1619.
Shalom. This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcasts, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.